Well, let's have a look through the papers this morning with Vicky Beeching and Michael Booker. Morning once again. Michael, you're kicking us off with two, Michael.
Yes.
But it's interesting.
I've gone power mad.
Sun of the Times. We'll start with the Sun's take on Abu Qatada.
Yeah, well, their political team has been speaking to their Home Office sources, and they fear that Abu Qatada's offer to quit Britain, if everything goes well with Jordan, and they agree not to use evidence obtained under torture against him. They say it's a cruel trick. A senior Home Office source is quoted as saying, "Our feeling is he's saying this to get on bail. The timing of this move is significant and we don't believe him." So they can't be as any clearer, really. They said that this trick would mean that he'd get out on bail and then he'd then refuse to board a plane home.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how he could refuse to do that. I'm sure they could just grab him, stick him in a car and drive him to an airport, couldn't they? And then, maybe argue afterwards once he gets on the plane.
He said this all along?
Well, it just seems to be just another one of their little legal tricks, doesn't it? It's just something that they've got this little checklist of things that can just edge it on, kick it down the road a little bit further on, and this is just another way of doing it. And yet you've got to say fair play to them that they're using every trick available.
His legal team
such a
really skillful.
Crazy situation. 8-year battle, and cynical. 6 Home Secretaries have tried to deal with him. So that's quite a lot.
The Times cartoon this morning, and it's again that just shows you exactly.
So basically, he's going from that to very quickly,
and he's just going to stick in the same position, all right.
He's got a nest in his bed in that last one.
Cameron's going to be disappointed. I saw him saying he'd be the happiest man in Britain if Abu Qatada left. So this doesn't bode well for Cameron's optimism.
There is the feeling that a lot of people do think that they should just turn up in the dead of night, pick him up, stick him on a plane, and then argue the consequences afterwards. I think a lot of people would go along with that.
Are you volunteering?
Let's have a quick look. So the Independent, Vicky, the biggest ATM fraud, $45 million.
Yes, well, as you know, and I'm always going on about my interest in academic research into the ethics of technology, this story really encapsulates that. So this is really the kind of cyber heist of a brave new world. They stole $45 million, and they didn't do it with guns or masks. They did it with laptops and hacking and malware. So they've basically showing you here in the diagram how they hacked into different banks and created cards with magnetic strips, and then just went all around New York City, going to the ATMs and packing backpacks full of cash. So for me, I think this is a really clear sign that
everybody get the money back then? I've never quite these sort of
with that.
frauds,
I guess you would.
Yeah, you just start getting the money. So you never understand, because everyone gets the money back. It just seems to be an exercise in doing it. And, no one's really been harmed.
Well, yeah,
not that I'm backing them, obviously.
It costs us in the long run. I have to say, it's quite nice that these two have been caught now.
Yeah. They don't have the sharpest tools in the box, mind, do they?
Well, they said the whole thing reads like a film script and that the details are actually really intelligent. So even though they might look a bit fun,
taking a picture of yourself pointing at bundles of $40,000 is
apparently it could never happen here because we use chip and pin. So that's one of the great things.
Right. Always one key mistake, isn't there?
We're safe.
Yeah, good. Look, stay with us. More coming up for you in just a moment, including Ed Balls is the toughest man in Westminster. Apparently, that might be photoshopped. Plus, this young holidaymaker rescues a monster. So we're looking through the papers with Vicky and with Michael. Vicky, because it's a Saturday morning, let's have a bit of Psy, should we? We like a bit of Psy.
Fantastic. So his video, Gangnam Style, is actually the most watched video ever on YouTube with 1.5 billion views. And he got invited to Harvard University to give a lecture. He was quite blown away at this, but my favourite bit in this story is actually it reveals that he spent 4 years studying management at Boston University.
Oh, really?
And a lot of people have really poked fun at this guy and said he's a flash in the pan, he's an idiot, and actually he's a highly trained management student. And I think it kind of sheds a new light. The whole Gangnam Style thing actually is genius. To go viral is quite of that kind of magnitude is really an achievement. So I think it actually shines a bit of light on this guy and shows he actually is really intelligent and has real management skills.
Do you think it was intentional though, or just?
I don't. I mean, he said it was luck, but I do think there's a lot of savvy business behind that single, behind the new single, and why it's caught on.
But it's interesting though, isn't it? We see him as a new phenomenon, but of course he's been going in South Korea for a number of years. It's already an established star there, so it's just the fact that you can have a Korean song with Korean lyrics topping the charts globally is pretty impressive.
It is quite brilliant, and I think it says a lot about him and actually his intelligence.
I'd like to have heard his lecture.
But it is all based on
Me too.
It is all based on that "Ooh, aren't foreigners funny," isn't it? Right? It's not great science, isn't it? Ooh, ooh, look at the funny foreigner. Ooh.
Well, yeah, but
For us,
dance, isn't
anyway,
it?
you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
obviously
But
it's
very catchy.
Korean.
if it works and it sells,
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
great stuff. Hats off to him. I think
His
he's
new
brilliant.
song, though, I'm not convinced about.
Gentleman.
It sounds a
Very
butt
much
song.
like the last one.
Ah, they do, don't
Yeah.
they? They do.
It's the same beats per minute if you match them.
Yeah. Now look at this. Is this, Michael? Has this been a tweaked photograph?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I think
I
this is in
think
yesterday.
so.
Wasn't it? I don't know. Now, this is the best story in any paper today. This is by Tom Newton-Dunn, the political editor of The Sun. Hats off to him. It's exclusive. Ed Balls is the MP most likely to win a fight in the House of Commons, according to a new poll, which is a YouGov poll. It's a proper poll, and you know, well done everyone for getting involved in this. He got 23% of the vote. David Cameron got 6%. As it says here, spindly Labour leader Ed Miliband only got 4%. What I love is there's 49% said they don't know. So who would win a fight? I have no
Very
idea.
interesting.
So they've just gone for the big ticket items there. Vince Cable, he's 70, but 3% of the country think that he could win a fight.
Because he just
Well,
has
yeah.
been arrested several times.
Doesn't even register.
Well,
You
yeah.
think Eric Joyce would
Well, he
be
gets in
at
fights,
least
he doesn't win
third?
them.
Do you think
Douglas-
Ed Ball's much maligned, though? Because it's been reported that he even cries at films.
Well, he tries to say that. He plays the piano as well, doesn't he? He
Yes.
tries to be, ooh, look at me, I'm really soft.
Osborne
But
cried at the.
I think every MP wants to be the hardest man in Westminster, don't they? I mean, Ed Balls is probably being cheered around his constituency this morning, like shoulder high for being the hardest man. Well done.
I'm quite impressed that the Foreign Secretary's at 5%.
Yeah,
Actually, you know, because he's only a little fella, but he's
Does
determined
also,
it was a...
it does also work if the question was, who have you heard of in the Westminster as well?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, well, we'll go from that to a monster in the Star, Vicky.
This is fantastic. So there's a British guy. He's 22. His name's Richard O'Malley, and he's a backpacker. It's been in Australia for the last year. Apparently, he was at Bondi Beach, and an 8-foot shark appeared. And he reached out, grabbed it by the tail, and pulled it away from swimmers and released it into deep water. And my favourite quote is from his dad, Dennis, who said, "He's a lovely lad. He's always loved saving animals. He couldn't even kill a spider." There's quite a big difference between a spider and an
little
8-foot
bit.
shark.
Wow.
So, respect to this chap, because I
Yeah.
would not have even
Very
done
brave.
The
near it.
idea of a shark appearing.
I'll tell you what, I'd never sleep again if I was in the water and a shark
Yeah.
appeared, let me tell you. Lovely. Look, we'll see you in an hour. Look forward to that. Let's see what's in the back pages, Charlie.